Hello, everybody. Hello, happy Taco Tuesday. Okay, so we had a little slightly change of plans. I hope that all of this works. I need y'all to tell me in the comments that you can hear me and you can see me. I have an issue with processing power with my laptop. I'm actually rendering a video as we speak, and I don't know if that's going to screw up our live here today. So I'm just going to continue like nothing's wrong and everything is fantastic. But if you can't hear me, you can't see me, and it's like glitchy or something, let me know. Because this is the first time I've really done this. With having something in the background, and it was poor planning. It was really poor planning on my part because I wanted to finish processing tomorrow's YouTube video, but I started it a little late. I started, and I always forget these bigger videos take a little bit longer. So I'm gonna go to my phone, make sure that I'm live. Y'all tell me in the comments if you see me, you hear me. Let me go here. Let me go here. If you can hear me and see me, let me know. I don't even know how you see this on here. On my phone. Normally I can see it on your videos. It doesn't have the live ones. So y'all tell me if you can hear me and you can see me. I looked on YouTube and I didn't see it. So maybe because I can't be subscribed to my own channel. I don't really know. Okay, I could see myself here. On YouTube. There we go. I hear it. So we're live on Facebook. Okay, we're good there at least. So I hope everybody. Oh, there we go. Turn that on silent. Oh, discombobulated today. Sorry for everybody watching the replay. You're like, Crystal, get it together. I'm trying to make this work. So I'm really excited because today's podcast episode was all about sharing my experience speaking on stage from very, very different stages over the last 2 or 3 decades. And I know you're like, Crystal, you're not old enough to say 2 or 3 decades. When it comes to talking and how much experience I have, yeah, I am, because I've literally been speaking on different types of stages my whole life. And I'm really excited to talk about what we're talking about today, because today's podcast episode is, and I'm pulling it up here. I think we're going to have a lot of issues with lagging. So I'm probably not going to share my screen because it's lagging on my end. So if you're just joining us and you're like, well, Crystal, why is it lagging? Because I am rendering a video for tomorrow. Oh, see, look, now things are messing up on the back end. I'm trying to change things. Y'all bear with me today. I'm discombobulated. It's just a great word. Like it's just such a good word. Oh, that's not the right one. And I'm standing up. If you can't tell, it's a different posture that I'm in. Because I have lots of energy today. I'm excited about the masterclass that I'm going to be showing up for with my good friend Heather Sager. She's doing that soon, and I'm like, got all this energy. I'm excited. I'm ready. I'm gearing up. I'm ready to go. I'm fired up. So I hope that you're joining us. Actually, if you're watching this and you're joining us live, Heather's class starts in less than 2 hours. So she is actually on Pacific Standard Time. I'm Central, and then you have East Coast, right? Those are the 3 main ones that I know. I know there's more. There's more time zones out there. Those are the 3 ones that I know, and I can actually calculate them in my head now. It's really sad. I know I shouldn't admit that out loud, but it's true. I will sometimes be like, wait, what? Central to carry the 4. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm just kidding. And you're embarrassing yourself. Just stop it, Crystal. But I talked a little bit about her class today in today's podcast episode, but I really want to go into speaking on stages first, and then we're going to talk about her masterclass. But I did want to go ahead and get the link up here for anybody that wants to join us, because we are going to have so much fun. So y'all tell me in the comments if you are planning to join us for the masterclass. It is called How to Nail Your Message on Podcasts, Live Streams, and Other Virtual Stages Without Second Guessing Your Content. So tell me in the comments if y'all are coming for that, because it's going to be so much fun. Heather is just freaking amazing presenter, speaker. Like, if you need some ideas and inspiration on just speaking in general, but like the content that she teaches is just so, it's just, like, I know it's cheesy, like, that's perfection. It really is, because she's made me think about so many different things than that I'd never thought about before in creating all this content that I've created over the years without second guessing your content. I'm gonna put this, I know, I'm sorry, I'm like making y'all, it's the way my desk, if you haven't seen like the behind the scenes, I've shared with like our potty people before. We did a whole training on what the behind the scenes looks like. But basically, this is a standing desk, so I can raise it and lower it very easily. I would do that, but you would be shooken up, all shook up. There we go. So you'll have that there. I don't know how long that ticker is going to be. Let's see. Okay, that's not that bad. That's not that bad, but there you go. I don't even know that I need to do that here. Oh, it's too much. It's too much. Y'all know what the free training is called, so I'm just going to put free training. And then you can see it when you get there, because that was way too long. That's like looking at the CNN thing scrolling on the bottom of the TV. There we go. Free training. Come to our free training. Did I spell Heather's name right? Okay, yeah. It's only Tuesday, y'all. It's only Tuesday. And I'm kind of going through this weird cycle of figuring out what my days are going to look like pretty soon, because my youngest, he has his last splash day. It's kind of like their end of the year celebration. And then on Thursday, he graduates from preschool. What? And then he goes to kindergarten in the fall. So I'm like trying to figure out, like, I got to get teacher gifts and I got to do all these other things. And so and then we have Heather's masterclass today. And I'm just like, have all this energy of, I want to get so much done in one day, and being here with y'all is always one of my highlights. So that's another reason why I'm standing up, because I'm just excited. I'm excited about today. So squirrel, 100%, 100%. I am all over the place today, and I'm not going to hide it. I'm not going to be like, I'm perfectly polished and you should just be jealous because I always have my shiitake together. No, that is absolutely not the case. If you're looking for somebody that always has their stuff together, I'm sorry, I might not be your person. But I can be real. I can be very, very real with you. And what is really happening, like I already said, is I'm rendering a YouTube video on the back end of my computer. I was going to go live with my phone. So since Melanie's here, she's hanging out with us, I had my phone ready to go. I was like, I can do StreamYard on my phone. I'm just going to plug it in. I have my little fancy, my Rode video mic. I love this thing. Y'all don't look at my cuticles. I actually just got them done. Like, why do they already look so bad? Come on. But I had this plugged in and I was ready to go. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to go live. See, it's like right here. So I was going to talk to you this way, because my computer's running really, really slow. It's jacking everything up. So it's messing me up today. This is another cool thing. I haven't used this yet, but there's just a little clip. I guess this would be more, because this came with this one. So I'm wondering if this clip, Mel, maybe you know, would be more so for the one that goes on the camera. Maybe that's what it's for. Maybe this is for my camera. It's not for here. I don't know, guys. I don't know. This is why I'm not the equipment tech guru. I put things in little bags and I put them in here and I don't lose them. Okay? That's all I can do. No promises. No big promises. Except I did get a large water today. I'm trying to drink more water because I'm trying to get healthy, guys. I'm trying to do all the things. And I know we're all over the place. We're all over the place today, but it's okay. Let's go back to speaking on stages because that is what today's podcast episode is about. Man, woo, if we can get through this, if we can get through this live today. Oh, I'm gonna give myself a break this afternoon. But speaking on stages, today's episode is gonna seem a little kind of just taking you down memory lane. And that was really the point behind it, because I think a lot of people believe that the only way to see themselves as a professional speaker or someone that shows up really well online, you have to have all of these accolades. You have to have all these awards. You have to have all of this kind of establishedness of your brand. But I wanted to show you and kind of dig through all of the different areas of my own speaking journey and how it relates to what I'm doing today. And I went back. I mean, we went way back. We went to cheerleading at YMCA football when I was 4. That's how far back we went. And because I think it's important that you recognize and acknowledge certain aspects of your personality or natural skills and abilities that you have that otherwise, if you didn't have those, maybe you wouldn't be as prepared for speaking on stages or for doing Facebook Lives. I mean, guys, I've done thousands of these at this point, but as you can see, like some are fantastic and some are, I mean, I'm almost like, should we just go and delete this later? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm definitely not going to do that. I never do that. Even when I mess up, I'll leave it out there because I'm human, and the expectations I think we all put on ourselves is absolutely ridiculous. So I want you to know that even if, you have a live or a podcast or speaking engagement that doesn't go the way that you originally planned for it to, it's okay. It's okay. It's just part of your journey. So I shared a little bit, actually, in an episode of the Potty Report. I talked about one of the strategies that I used. We live in Houston, outside of Houston, Texas. And when we first moved here in 2018, I was coming off of kind of like publishing my first book. I published my first book. And I wanted to start speaking. I've had this like in me that I've wanted to speak for a long time. And so what I did was ask myself, who do I want to speak to? What message do I have to share? And how can I actually make this happen? So who did I want to speak to? Well, I was a stay-at-home mom. I hadn't started any of my online business. I had tried blogging and doing a bunch of other things, but I knew that I could speak to stay-at-home moms and relate to them. We were relatable because I knew what it was like. I knew what they were going through. And so I had joined these mothers of preschoolers programs. So basically it's like little church gatherings throughout the, kind of throughout the state, throughout the country. You can find these different ones through the organization. It's called MOPS, which is Mothers of Preschoolers. And I found their website and I remember thinking, oh, jackpot, because I know as someone who, I've had marketing training and I've gone through, lots of different programs on professional selling. I knew that first and foremost, I had to have a market, right? Like, I guess it's not first and foremost, but it is one of the important parts of the equation. I think you should have a message first and kind of a passion for your message. But I think too that you need to have a market that you can serve. Hi, Laura. Happy that you're here. I'm trying to put is it working? Maybe. There we go. I'm having issues today. I don't know if it's just my computer, if it's all me or what's going on, but I'm happy that you're here, Laura. But, whenever I stumbled across this MOPS website, I knew that I had a target demographic that would be a captive audience. How did I know this? Because I had been participating in my own MOPS organization from the place we had lived previously for several years. So I knew the structure, I knew the format. It was like, hey, People come in, we sit down, maybe have coffee or breakfast or whatever. The kids are in daycare. And then we have usually a guest speaker or a presentation or something special that we are meeting about that month. So I knew that these little pockets of like local churches and different organizations or, different affiliated groups with MOPS were meeting at least once a month. And so I was like, okay, I can find a captive audience locally in my area, and I can figure out if this is something that I want to do. Is this the audience that I want to speak to? So in my nerdiness, I combed through, like there's a place where you could go and like type in your zip code to find the local groups that meet in your area. So I type in my zip code, and I found that there were several. There was probably 20, which I'm outside of Houston. Houston's huge, right? So I actually kind of narrowed it even more because I think it pulled up like all of Houston, and I was like, I can't drive to the other side of Houston, and get back in a reasonable amount of time without traffic and all the other things. And I'm like, side note, I'm not very good with directions in Houston still. I've lived here for 3 years. I never really kind of get outside of like a 5-mile radius from our house just because I'm not super adventurous and go a bunch of places. But, I wanted to stay in my comfort zone of where I knew the areas. And so what I did is I made a database. So dorky, I know, just bear with me. I made a database of all of the ones that were in my area. If they had the name of their organization, if it was a church or a women's group or something like that, I wrote the name down, and then I wrote the name of the contact person. I put down their email if it was there, and I put down their phone number. So I created my database. Then, I have it somewhere. I should show it to y'all, but my computer may just completely shut down if I try to do that. And I created this spreadsheet, and then I created this like checkbox at the end that was like, yes, they responded, no, or they didn't respond at all. So I'm like, okay, I have like kind of like my lead funnel, right? If anybody's out there, you're familiar with sales, like these are the leads that I'm going to cold call. These are my prospects, right? So I'm like prospecting all these people. I'm calling them, I'm emailing them. I'm saying, hey, I'm blah, blah, blah. I have this book that I've written. I want to speak to women and empower them and all these things. I would love to be a guest speaker at your next meeting. And some of these would respond back and say, oh, this is great. We have your contact information, but we're booked for the year, or we're booked until the next season, or we're booked until something. So I did get responses back that, they let me know, hey, we love what you're doing, but it's not for us right now. And then I had one, I think it was like probably 10, 15 minutes from my house. Somebody was like, yes, we want you to come speak at our next meeting. And I was like, oh, they really said yes. I think part of me was like, I'm just doing this to fulfill the desire, the need that I had to do some public speaking. But maybe if they say no, then my idea isn't validated and I can move on with my life. This is kind of how my brain works. But then somebody said yes. And I was like, oh, okay, now I have to deliver. Now I actually got to do something. So I went and I spoke, and it was fantastic. It was all the nervous things. It was all like, oh my gosh, like I don't know if this is going to work for me. I don't know if this is going to change my life. Like, who knows who's going to be there? Are they going to be nice? Is it going to be a group of like mean girls who, I don't fit in there? Am I going to be weird? Am I going to be awkward? Are they going to laugh me off stage? Am I going to say something wrong? Like all the emotional roller coaster of someone who's just getting started speaking, who isn't very clear on their message, who doesn't really know if this is the audience they want to speak to, and isn't totally sure of the goal. Like, what was my end goal? Well, at the end of the day, it was hopefully to prove myself as a speaker. That was one. To sell some copies of my book. That was another one. And really just to get in front of an audience. At that point, I had, my youngest son would have been three-ish. And I was really craving just adult time, like adult interaction with other women that that I didn't really know. I wanted to try to, form some relationships because I was new to the community. I didn't know a bunch of people. So those were my goals in that one particular speaking engagement. But you can hear, like, it wasn't just, I called one and it was like, boom, you're a speaker. No, not at all. It was like, hey, here's about 20 places. I narrowed it down to a few that were closer to me. And I started with a low-hanging fruit, whether that was people that answer the phone, it was someone that had an email. It was a really interesting journey. And I'm so glad that I did it, even though it has nothing to do with what I do today. It has everything to do with the baby steps that I took to get into this arena of being able to speak on stages like Podfest Masterclass last week. That was incredible. But if I hadn't have done these small things like baby steps into feeling this level of comfort that I feel today, even doing these Facebook Lives, oh my gosh, like, you want to talk about exercising a muscle. I don't know what this was. I was thinking of, now I'm doing the chicken dance. I don't even know what that is. So I've been doing these, like, I don't have a Peloton, but I have the Schwinn bike. I always say Schwinn, weird. I have a Schwinn bike, and then I have the Peloton app. So I do Peloton workouts on my Schwinn bike. It's a whole thing, but conversation for another day. And so I was doing these arm exercises yesterday, and I'm like, oh, I feel it. Yeah, it was still there. But you have to exercise your muscle of going live. You have to be able to keep doing things like this on a regular basis, even though it was not comfortable. Oh my gosh, it was not comfortable. The first time I went live, I remember my heart was beating so fast. Like, I was just like, oh my God, I'm going to pass out. If I was sitting down, but if I was standing up, I would have passed out probably. I remember sweating. I remember whenever I was done, I was thinking, oh my God, is there pit sweats? Like, what's actually happening? Because I was so nervous the first time I went live, and there was nobody even there. There was nobody live. I just hit the button and nobody was there. And, it was terrifying and horrifying all in the same time, but I did it. And then I did it again. And then I did it again. And then I think it was 2018 is when I really had the challenge laid before me of, in 2019, I'm going to step up and I'm going to start speaking more online, doing Facebook Lives, Instagram Lives, try to do a webinar. Like, what is that like? And I'm so grateful that I've just kept showing up. That's really, at the end of the day, what today's episode was all about, is like, just keep moving, right? We say this all the time, keep it up. We all have to start somewhere. Just keep moving forward. Keep going forward, because it does get better. It does get easier. And sometimes it's just a matter of talking to the right people. Like, once I went all in with podcasting and said, you know what, this is the thing that I want to talk about, oh my gosh, it just got exponentially easier. Everything got exponentially easier. I thought, you know what? Like, these are my people. This is what I want to talk about because it excites me. But that is absolutely not the beginning of my journey. So if you want to hear more about speaking, I share, oh my gosh, y'all, I've embarrassed myself so much in this episode today. I'm like, my nerdiness is exuding everywhere, and just sharing, y'all, the college campus dorm example. You have to go listen. I cringe, and I think back and just tell dear sweet Crystal, you are such a dork. We love you, but you are such a dork. And I'm glad I have that experience, though, because doing those things has led me to where we are today. So today's live is super quick, real, like, straight to the point. Well, after we had, some discombobulation in the beginning, here we are, because I have to get ready because I am getting prepared to hang out with Heather Sager for her free training. You'll see a link below. It's heathersager.com/crystal. She's doing how to nail your message, and I can actually pull up, it's free. Like I said, this training is totally free, and I'm actually going to pull up now that this video is finally done. Finally done rendering. Let me share this with you. Okay. So as you can see here, let me take this other banner off. There we go. So this is Heather's training. I'm actually going to go full screen for a second. So it's how to nail your message on podcasts, live streams, and other virtual stages without tripping over your words or wondering if you're providing enough value. So if you cannot make it live, Heather told me, she was like, make sure you tell everybody that even if they're registering, if they feel like it's last minute, because it's in, hang on, I love this. She has a countdown. So it's in 1 hour and 30 minutes. Okay. Like we're going to be starting in a little bit, but even if you register later, like right before, you'll get a notification like, hey, we're going live, or hey, we just started, come join us. And she did tell me that she's going to have a replay. So if you absolutely cannot make it live, register anyway. You just click save your seat and put your name and your email in. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So your name and your email right here, and you'll be able to get a replay if you cannot make it live. But what's really cool about this training is Heather is so good at speaking. Like her presentations, her master classes, like all the trainings that she does are so freaking good. They're so good because she presents in a way that only she can present. And I've heard some of the things that she teaches. I'm part of her Speak Up to Level Up program. And some of the things that she teaches in there, I've heard from other people. But it did not sink in because maybe they kept it too high level. Maybe they just kept it like, oh, here's a big idea. Good luck. Like have fun with it. But Heather does a fantastic job of breaking everything down to where I don't feel dumb about it if I still have questions. And she's like examples, like her metaphors are just off the charts. Some of them are weird and crazy. And I'm like, how did you even think about that? But oh, they're so good. So if you just want to see how someone presents, if you want to see how a masterclass is done, if you want to see how Heather does what she does so freaking well, we'd love for you to have us. She actually has some testimonials down here, like what. The training was fire. Thank you so much, Heather. I learned so much and for free. And you can see all these other ones. You can learn more about Heather. And then, you can see some of the other, like, it's so good. It's so good. I cannot wait for y'all to see it. So go to heathersager.com/crystal to register. And it's less than an hour and a half now. Less than an hour and a half. So here's the deal. I know I said I was going to hop off here. I got to go eat lunch. Before this happens because, I'm starving. I'm already starving. Oh, thank you so much, Laura. She says her live with you was great. Yeah, we had a lot of fun. Heather is a good friend of mine, and we've gotten really close over the last year because our businesses are similar, but also because what she does is exactly what I needed to go to the next level. I feel like I've been at this plateau for a while, and what she teaches has given me opportunities to really elevate. I was going to say elevate. That's not a word. Elevate what I'm doing. And her program, excuse me, is Speak Up to Level Up. So it's leveling up. I had something caught in my throat. Okay. We're going to make it. We're going to be okay. So heathersager.com/crystal. Go save your seat. come hang out with us because I'm going to be in the front row taking notes, like saying hi in the comments and everything. So I hope to see you there in less than an hour and a half. And like I said, if you're watching this later, you're catching the replay, go register because she told me that she is going to have a limited time replay available. So if you can't make it live, come hang out with us anyway. But y'all have a fantastic Taco Tuesday, and I will see you soon. Bye, guys.